Rasuke here, salutations, and this is the part 2 of Arcane Season 1, part 2. A little late with the review. Yes, it's December. All of this has kind of transpired. Everything has went by, but let's get into this. And this is going to be spoilers. I know there's other reviews you listen to, so I just want to add my own little viewpoint and what I thought of the series so far, and I think we've known it's been confirmed for season number 2, so that is awesome. So let's go. This story gets more and more dense and complicated, and just once again the use of color. So we get more backstory for this character here, Victor, more Mel, more Silco, Caitlin, who, well, I'll talk about her in a few. Jace, which I couldn't remember the first time because there were just so many names thrown at it. So now that we get the second part of the first season, I understand who that is. We have Jinx, aka Powder, and Vi. Now, this is definitely showing the growth in the young, idealistic Jace. We are the City of Progress and our future is bright. All of these promises and things like that. So we get to see his journey from being just an inventor and somebody in the academy to someone who gets into kind of like the politics and the minutia of being part of the council and just part of the city. And then you have Mel here, who is a part of the council, and you get to see how manipulative and how she kind of molds him because he's very naive and things like that. They even had a sex scene in this, and it was pretty, I would say it was done pretty well. You know what I mean? It wasn't over the top and it wasn't too less. It showed just enough, you know what I mean? And it conveyed a lot. I liked this. They showed all her hair out and everything. It was really cool, and it got to show also some of her background, and I guess that woman was her grandmother or whatever, that warrior Amazon chick who was just kind of barbarian-ish, whatever, very uncouth-like. But you get to see how manipulative Mel is, which was very surprising, Then there's Caitlin, who I guess is part of the enforcers. I guess that's kind of like their police force and things like that. And I didn't recognize her at first. I was like, wait a minute, that's that same girl. She's like grown up, her family is on the council. But yeah, she grew up really fast. I didn't know there would be a time jump as well. But she's a sharpshooter. She is a sniper. And she has a very inquisitive mind. And in her course of finding out the bombing that's going on in the city, she ends up meeting Vi, who's been locked up this whole time. If you remember towards the end, which I kind of forgot, she got chloroformed and taken to jail by that one enforcer dude who was working with Silco. But Vi, this whole time, has just been in the prison. I think they said, did they say 9 years? 9 years? Correct me if I'm wrong. But you get to see that she hasn't lost a step. She is still, if anything, it just made her a lot harder. But once she found out about Powder being alive, that changes everything. And she gets released. Through many exploits, we find out she teams up with Jace, and she gets these sweet gauntlets. I mean, we knew that once we saw those gauntlets before, we knew that, come on, Vi was going to get it. And let me be clear, I don't know that much about League of Legends as far as it just being a video game, but the lore seems to be very rich, a lot of characters and all these other things. But this action scene, and once again, the use of color and just body placement was just fantastic. I do have one gripe with the series. I will say this. Not all the fighting scenes or action scenes are as understandable, and I will explain. This the first part of this was pretty good, but there were scenes where we couldn't figure out what was going on. In fact, I'm probably going to watch the series again and see if I can pick up things further than that. But eventually, we get to see the grown-up Powder, a.k.a. Jinx. And let me tell you, man, is she broken? Is she crazy? Is she psychotic? I mean, Silco can even control her. She kind of comes and goes as she pleases. Now her bombs work, and definitely a loose cannon. And skipping to pretty much, I want to get to the part where she meets up with, before that, let me say, I love that they keep some of the things that she did as a kid, this little shooting thing that she does. They keep that, and the whole bomb thing and the graffiti thing. I love that because she's still really young, and what makes her a really dynamic character is that she is broken. She has been manipulated by very corrupt and nefarious people, and that her morality is kind of almost gone, and her sense of reality is almost gone. You know what I mean? When she meets, which I'm so glad they had, her sister Vi, she was like, "Are you real?" Because she thought she was dead. Silco told she was dead. She hears voices and things like that. And I don't know how this is going to end. I haven't looked up spoilers, but I really want them to be together after all the things that happened to their parents, growing up the way they did. And I don't know if that's going to happen, but I love all of this when they go into the mind and what she sees. And in fact, when even she tries to kill Caitlyn, there's that graffiti childlike artwork that's around. But here it's Vi, and it's going into one of the little magical crystal things that's going into Hex Tex, which is their magical technology and things like that, and weapons, and we see Jace with a incredible hammer that he uses. But Echo, I had a sneaky suspicion that was the little man. I was like, is that little man? And the only reason why I thought of it is because of the skateboard, I call it skateboards, but they're more like hoverboards and things like that. So when he revealed himself, I was pleasantly surprised. I was wondering what happened to him, and I love that he's grown up into this kind of like freedom fighter, fierce kind of person, and extremely skilled, extremely knowledgeable, and it kind of makes sense with his background. So there's probably even more information to kind of find out about Echo. I would say the highlight was the whole Echo and Jinx fight. That was incredible. But still, there were parts where you couldn't make things out. But I would say that was the highlight fight of the whole series so far, when those two fought, because they go way back, and it meant something. And since this is spoilers, I thought he died. But we see him and the little Mogwai looking, from the Gremlins, Gizmo looking dude. I don't know, League of Legends people, but he has been kicked out of the council. Jace is in control with Mel kind of puppeteering him, and the rest. You could tell there's going to be a fight between Silco. Oh, Silco demanded sovereignty, being his own republic. I mean, the story just gets... It is well written and there's live action series that doesn't build up and doesn't show all the intricacies. Can't even talk of dealing with different personalities and things like that. And it's done in a very mature way. The curse, the people die. You really don't know. Allegiances change. Jace has changed. He's actually much more corrupt now. His innocence is almost gone as far as like what he really wanted to do. Victor has changed into almost like this metallic kind of crystal thing to help him walk. And when it absorbed that girl, that was just sad. That crystal thing. And one of the most brutal parts, and it's not even towards a person, is when Jinx here was in the old bar with Vander, and this bird comes down, this crow right here, and she looks, and then after about a couple of, literally 3 seconds, BAM! She kills it without a second thought and just keeps going. I was just like, wow. Like, to just blow, his life meant nothing. She just, and shot it like psychotic, right? Yeah. So, sound, action. I actually will ding it some points for action. Like I said, the action was a little hard to really see clear-cut fight scenes, but overall it was done very stylistically. But you got Silco trying to make his own republic, Victor with his own personal thing that he's running out of time, he's dying, Mel trying to control Jace trying to invent things, then you got Jinx trying to find out who she really is and her love with her sister or not, or is her sister betrayed her, and that she was having twisted visions of Caitlyn and Vi being her new sister. I mean, and then you got Echo with the new little Mogwai gremlin dude who, he's going to take back to that tree of life thing where he has all his warriors. They're going to probably, he's going to probably start from there. Oh, he was already there. And so that's a good team up, and I'm glad Echo didn't die. How does this all figure? So it's all coming to head. It's all pretty much amazing. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. That 5 points is just a little ding for some of the action sequences. But music, voice acting, dialogue, which is better, than full-blown movies that are supposed to be drama. Emotional content, style, even some of the background characters. Before I finish this, there's a background character who's like this guy with this metal jawline, metallic. He's this gangster with the hair over and the Asian tattoos on the side. And dude, he's actually was a pretty cool character. Hate to see him, but he was cool. The design is just amazing. So anyway, can't wait for season 2. I don't want any spoilers. I just want to see it, add it, it's done. Thanks for checking me out. This is Rasuke.